Down at the bottom end of the table, things have not been going well for Brendan Rodgers and Leicester. The next game is against Forest once they return. And it was weird to hear Brendan Rodgers speaking after that loss to Spurs. He said, "I totally understand the frustration of supporters. I can't hide from that. It's my responsibility. Whatever happens, I'll have a huge amount of respect for them," speaking about the owners, "because they've given me great support. I understand the game. The scoreline didn't reflect the game, but the bottom line is it's a heavy defeat. Whatever happens to me at Leicester, whether I stay and fight on, I'll always respect them." He did also talk, just in case, about what they would have to do against Forest. So it was a sign of him saying, yeah, I might be there against Forest, but I'm also aware that I might not be too. What are your thoughts on it all, Craig?
I think he's teetering on the brink. Not that I don't think he's a very good coach, because he is, and he's proven. But whether his words are stale, or the players are switching off, or it's just the fact that, and he talked about being backed, and yeah, they have signed players, and they did spend money, but if we're talking about net spend, they went out and sold Fofana and Bissouma, and recruited the best part of the 150 million they'd spent over the last couple of years anyway. And they only went and I think brought in that one centre-back this year to replace Fofana. The rest of them are pretty much the same, and I've always found, particularly the year when I was at Celtic, when we had a very successful team, and then we had a management change in the summer and did not sign any players, for whether that was the reason or not, but did not back up that team that had been so successful under so much pressure. And so everybody was kind of, well, it's just going to be more of the same, because I'm going to be playing, and I'm going to be playing, and my goalkeeper's going to be playing, my striker's going to be playing, because there was nobody kicking you up the backside. And I'm wondering whether that's the mentality at Leicester. But even if he is manager against Nottingham Forest, a defeat to Nottingham Forest would have to seal the deal. The only problem is, my understanding is, it's in the region of something around £10 million, so $12 million or so, in the old skyrocket of Mr. Rodgers to get rid of him. It's not a bad job, is it? Really? So it's a very expensive sacking if that's what Leicester decide to do. But how much would it be if they went down, Shaq?
That is the almighty question. And the thing is, and to add to those players, lost Schmeichel, Kasper Schmeichel, of course, that left on a free transfer. So you don't understand some of those business dealings. But at the same time, Leicester have progressively gotten worse over the last couple of seasons. Fifth two seasons ago, eighth last year, and just some of their football.
Which is why they had to go out and freshen up the squad this summer. But I see things starting to go
I don't
back.
think the squad's been freshened up. They lost too much talent and brought in players that I thought weren't as good. So as much as we talk about signing players and freshening up the squad, I thought it was players that were substandard to those that they lost. And as a result, you see exactly what's happening now. I'm not sure that Brendan Rodgers is the right man to get them out.
Have we got a pair of earmuffs around here? I want to make sure he can't hear what I'm going to say now. I want a pair of earmuffs. We can't
Block your ears.
Block your ears. You can't underestimate... God, this is tough. You can't... Not only did they lose a fantastic goalkeeper, I'm going to say it, but he was a huge personality. Not often you hear that about a goalie. Kasper Schmeichel was not only a terrific goalie, but he was a leader in that team.
I could go to ESPN FC heaven right now. I've heard it all. Thank you very much.
Am I right or am I wrong?
You are very right, Craig.
Oh my goodness.
You are very right.
Craig is in quite a generous mood.
That's not generous.
That's generous.
That's
Craig.
not...
It was.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.